Hello, everyone. Welcome to this beautiful evening. Welcome to the show, Spiritual Insight. I am Tiffany White Sage Woman, and I'm very happy. I am grateful to be sitting in this sacred circle with each and every one of you this evening. And so, hello, Teresa. Hello, and yes, hello, Robert. And thank you so much for your super sticker, your super chat. And this is on Rumble. Hello, Wendy. I'm sorry, on YouTube. Hello, Wendy, the YouTube viewers. Hello to the Rumble viewers, and to Twitter viewers, and also to my LinkedIn page as well. Good evening, Ruth, and hope, Ruth, that you are feeling better this evening. We missed you on the spiritual message circle last night, which was a blast. So if you get a chance to check that out, if you've never seen the spiritual message circle, you definitely do want to check the replay of that show last night. So just want to welcome again all the viewers, all the listeners. The audio, not only from this show, but from all the Goldylocks production shows, are put onto, or uploaded, I should say, on multiple music and podcasting platforms. So, with that being said, for those of you who are not aware of my website is whitesagewoman.com, WHITESAGEWOMAN.com, whitesagewoman.com. Please check out my services, a little bit more about me on my website, and that's the best way to contact me as well. Hello, Carol. Nice for you to join us this evening. Let's see. Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting a lot of rest, Ruth, because that's exactly what you need. We all need to just be pampering ourselves, taking care of ourselves, taking some deep breaths. And so greetings, welcome. Thank you so much. Um, Naja Rahu on LinkedIn. I apologize. I hope I did not butcher your beautiful name. So I apologize for that. But thank you for viewing this evening. Yes, woohoo! All right. So this is, here we are, middle of August. And so how's everyone feeling with all of these energies? Hopefully by now, we are moving, going with the flow, kind of like surfing the waves, and just maintaining the balance while we're doing this. And I know that seems to be the key, doesn't it? But it's to, let's not get knocked off our surfboard, our balance, and just think of these things like a surfboard or a bike, these things that require us, where we can physically see and really grasp the concept of being balanced, right? And so balance is not just physical, it's mental, it's spiritual, it's balanced all the way around. So hello, Wellness Mary. Yay! She commented. So hello, welcome, sweetie. So glad that you could catch the show this evening. Yes. All right. So if I know Robert hasn't joined us yet, and Robert made a donation. I may or may not get to messages well, personal, answer your personal questions. I've always encouraged any questions pertaining to topic or anything that we as a circle love to discuss. It's very interactive here, and I love the conversation that happens amongst us. So encourage you to ask those types of questions, and just let things come in as they need to. Let things flow, and it just always seems to be the reminder right now of staying focused on the light, the divine light, staying focused on your light. And it's this is not the time for us to turn on one another, to find fault, to judge. That this is not that time. This is a time where we need to really come together. And the evil has revealed itself. The evil is exposed, and it is being dealt with. And the best way that we can help this and move this along of saying, no, thank you, we're good now. Didn't work out for us, and we're not consenting. Don't consent to the evil anymore. And I know that when you hear that, it's kind of like, oh, I would never consent to something like that. But let me just say that if you are fearful, if you are off balance, these things that throw you off balance, we give power. That gives power and energy to evil. Evil thrives off of that. All right. And so we need to just, I'm not doing that. Oh no, I'm pulling that away from you. There's no way I'm going to fuel you anymore. And I'm not giving my power away. And that's what stepping in your power is, own your divinity. We are divine children of Source, divine creator of God. And, we haven't been taught how powerful we are, mind, body, and soul. We really haven't. And we come into that awareness when we take the time to know thyself. And that's why meditation is important, or just that it's not that you're really being still, but it's slowing things down. It's trying to slow down the chatter of the mind. And we have so many distractions. And it's really getting away from all of that and coming within the stillness of our sacred heart center, our command center, and having conversation with our soul, having conversation with our higher self. How many of you can, and this isn't to pick on anyone, all right, and this isn't a judgment of any sort. Hello, Sugar Kim. It's, how many of you feel you have communicated with your soul, you have communicated with your higher self? Yeah, if you would like to share that with me, I would love, and you don't mind sharing that, I would love for you to do so. And let me take a sip here. On that note, because it's very important in this time that we know who we are, we know ourselves, we know what our thoughts are, we know what our feelings are, because we are picking up on everyone's. This individual people just aren't purging. That's not the only thing. All living beings here or are all living beings are purging. This planet is purging. So, we're feeling it all. We're feeling it all. Cams, yes, I've talked my future self. Well, really, there is no concept of time. Our higher self is in the past, is in the now, it's in the future. But yes, our higher self is just is. It's in that isness. It just is. And it's right where it needed to be, but it is a higher frequency. It is most definitely a higher frequency. And giving us guidance. And this isn't knocking any I think having a religious foundation. I'm grateful for my religious foundation. I saw, for me, flaws with it. It was incomplete. It was not who I am. And but I used that to uncover and find my foundation, my actual foundation, my spiritual foundation to build upon. And what resonates with me. What resonates with me. And you build from there. And in this whole, and all of us get that calling. We listen to it. We really do listen to this calling, and which is good. And then we're like, why do I feel that way? And we just go with it. When you, as long you're not harming anyone, you're harming another person, when you are, I mean, as long as what you're listening to, what you're being guided to, is benevolent and kind, and it's truly your higher self, not some other. If you're not taking care of yourself, you leave yourself open. You don't have boundaries. You can leave yourself open to attachments, and this is why it's very important to know to know yourself, to know your thoughts. Is this my thought? Is this not my thought? Is this oh, this is guidance coming in. This is higher frequency. I know what this is. We have to know what everything coming at us is. We need to identify it. Hello, Carol Ann. And I'm not talking about identifying it to, a name or this or that. We all know. We get that feeling. This is good. This is not so good, right? We get that. We've walked into buildings and or rooms, or we've walked into places and it's like, ew, I don't like the energy here. Well, guess what? Very good. You're paying attention. You got the feeling, that vibe, that the vibrations there, the frequency, the energy there is not, vibrating and does not resonate with you. So then you listen and you back out. Don't be forceful. Don't force yourself. And the same token, you walk in and the energy feels light. It feels good. I want to stick around. That kind of thing. And even with people. Usually your first impression, a non-judgmental. I'm talking not from here, but from your heart. How do you feel, energy wise? And it's not and you learn to do this without judgment. It's just, ooh, there's something with that energy. I'm not sure what it is yet. And sometimes you get it right away of, no, I need to keep my distance with this person. And that's okay. All right, that is totally fine. We're not supposed to, my goodness, be in contact with people forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's people, there's situations that are very transient, that come and go in our lives, and just be respectful and mindful of that, and just, okay, thank you. And because we really are here to help each other, to grow and to expand. And once we get what we need, and then we just pass the baton, we move on. And that's okay. It's beautiful when we look at the whole picture, at the whole situation. It really is. And so, but that's just something that's, I feel, and I'm listening to others talk to, not just Goldylocks production show hosts, the beautiful spiritual professionals here, but to other as well, to other spiritual professionals. And it's very important that we're having this communication with our higher selves to know, where is my energy? Where is my frequency? Where, and making sure that we are checking with extreme caution now, double checking, triple checking our aura, our energy field, for any attempted break-ins, attempted break-ins. But it's true. We really have to right now to do this, because the evil is falling. The evil has been exposed. The evil is falling. They're coming down, and that energy is erratic. It's grasping at straws. That consciousness, those people that for the first time in thousands and thousands of years, they are losing, and they can't believe it. So they're grasping at anything. They're throwing everything they know in a bad way, in a bad off balancing way at us. And so we just have to have our armor of God on. We have to have our shield. We have to know, nope, I see you're trying to mudsling. Or it's at that time, like people, they say, the, that SH, it has hit the fan, and now you want to take cover as it goes everywhere. So yeah, this is where we are. So, one of the, and I'm grateful again, like I said, for my for everything, for going really how I grew up. And let's see, my mother grew up in a Baptist church. My biological father grew up he was Catholic. So, yeah, so that's why they eloped to get married. Anyway, I didn't tell anyone until they got back. But and then they decided, or they were married for like 4 years before I came along, and then they decided, well, we need to pick a different religion. We need to do something, and instead of arguing which one, a Baptist or Catholic, they went a different way and said Lutheran. And so that was the churches that I grew up in, was the Lutheran type of religion. So, but again, you take what you can, you resonates with you, and you leave the rest. And that was okay. And then you go on, and as we go on in life, and we learn, we experience things, and then it's we have these abilities. And I know for me, I had these abilities since I was little, and not really, my mother not really comprehending what I was saying. And I'm not sure if my grandparents did. I do not remember. Unfortunately, I can't remember if I shared anything with them that made them go, huh. I'm pretty sure I did. But because two of them, my great grandmother and my grandmother, are with me a lot and have been a big push and a big support team for everything that I'm doing now. And even my mother, once she crossed over, hello Melissa, was a big push, a big guidance too. And so, when you kind of go through things, especially when you're young and you feel like you're alone, and who is the guidance around you? Are they good? I think one of the best things really that my mother did for me was to tell me when I was like 12 or 13. She got tired of hearing of who was around all the time in spirit form, and she said, you cannot speak this way in public. I need you to please stop doing that. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, I'm not telling you, just stop talking about it, is what she wanted me to do. Stop talking about it. And I was like, well, this is part of my life. It's like, you want to share the Bible with me. Stop doing that then, But it was just, and then you get that, well, I'm the adult and know what's best for you. Yeah, okay. So, and I did, it was after my biological, my dad's grandparents I was very close with. They both transitioned and within a month from each other, and that devastated me. And they would come to me, and this is one of the grandmothers that come to me. They would come to me, and I would miss them so much, and I was a mess. And that's why my mom was like, just stop. Just tell them to stop coming around and let you grieve. Yeah, And so I remember crying into my pillow and asking the angels, asking the light beings, asking God. I was like, please just, you know, the just the seeing of the spirit world, the seeing. Just please knock that back a little bit. I still want to be able to hear and feel, but the seeing so clearly, please make that a little fuzzy. And interesting, wouldn't you know that that was a time frame, like was 6 months after I did that, I needed glasses. Uh-huh. All right, because I'm nearsighted. I can see near, but I can't see far. And so, pretty interesting, right? Just a thought for those of you who think back what happened. How old were you? But maybe it might make sense. Something you didn't want to see. Something happened you didn't want to see. Something happened really close to you, or something happened far away. Uh, anyway, that was interesting. So, and so it's like, okay, so when she did that, it actually increased. Now, when you talk about all your abilities, it increased my knowing, and it increased and strengthened the communication I had with these beautiful light beings. And I tried explaining them to my mother, and she thought, oh, angels. Oh, okay. Well, if you could talk to the angels. Okay. And so it's, all right. they so these beautiful light beings have always been with me. And so going and then thinking, all right, you're not the only person like that. But it's going to take you a while before you meet other people, before everyone else will admit it, right? Hello, Destiny. And before you find your tribe, right? Takes you a little bit. You feel like you're going through the desert. Oh my goodness, it's taking so long. And you find your tribe and you find people. And so I felt like that for a long time, growing up in the South and moving and living in the South, and then coming up to Connecticut and to the North. And there was, wow, there's a lot of people like me here, right? And so then I went to the spiritualist church to try to learn some things. And this is not a slam against spiritualist churches, okay? What I'm going to say next. Again, you got to take what works for you and leave the rest. And it's I didn't. Everyone works, hears, tunes in to different frequencies. And remember now, I shut down talking to spirit, to that frequency of this, the guides, or and your loved ones, which like fourth and fifth dimensions, more I think fourth, 4D and 5D. If they were very high frequency, then they would come through, or those light beings would bring them in. But it's that was like, oh well, maybe I should go back and I was intrigued. Do I learn it? And this is where you want to be very careful. Don't compare yourself with anyone else. And you can actually take a detour. You take a detour and you'll end up on this road and you're like, well, what happened? Darn, it was better when I just did me, when I did things my way. And it's not my thing, and that's okay. And also too, more, it was always type of healing. The whole everything I did was always healing based. And absolutely, spiritual guidance and helping other people should be healing. And that's where I felt that my strong points was. And but I wasn't going to stop being who I was to fit what someone else or other people thought I should be, right? And it was valuable lessons. It was great learning opportunities for me. And when you embrace it and go, okay, this is learning, this is great. this isn't working for me, but I got to see a different way of doing things, and that's awesome. And we really get to learn how expansive creation is, don't we? We just learn more and more and about how expansive. And the good thing, that golden rule is there for a reason too. And just you do you, I do me, and we should be getting along, living in peace and in harmony, and accepting each other for who we are. You know, um, so it was again a lot of great learning, and then it finally realized too was all right. Who's your guidance team? Who is on your guidance team? And your spirit guides. And that was like a class of meeting your spirit guides. And I was kind of, I'm going to tell you, dumbfounded by the concept of spirit guides, because I was like, well, I had to shut that off. I'm like, but these light beings have always guided me, assisted me. Wow, that's interesting. So I went through a phase with that, and then I realized, though, in that soul searching of, there's my higher self. Oh, that's that part of me that has the answers. It has all the answers to any of the questions that I would have. And it's with these light beings. And so your higher self is on your guidance team. Every one of you. You say you have a guidance team, a committee, just your higher self should be in charge. Your higher self should always be in charge. Because if you're giving your power away to other guides, just what I said, you're giving your power away. Nothing against beautiful guides that come in and assist, but don't look for them to rule or run your life. You have to be in touch with your soul and your higher self, and you stay navigated on your mission. Okay. And guides come and go, and it was explained to me because I never worked with them. They just kind of was like, okay, whatever, we're gone. But the family was around. I also non-family guides. There is they still are around, is a medicine woman and a medicine man. So they're still around. Let's see, the medicine woman's name, I think, is Speaking Crow, and they're both indigenous. And the medicine man is 10 Horses. So those two, when I put myself on my healing bed, or when I scan my body, and it's, with my energy, and we should know our bodies too. Know thyself, know your physical body. We should know these temples. And so they help me with that too. I went through a really severe 6 weeks of put myself on a healing bed in when was that now? In 2009. And so that's when they showed themselves to me, and that they've always been there and helping me. And so they really stepped forth and was helping and showing me too. You may think, okay, the indigenous people is not old technologies, because they're the ones that taught me about quantum healing and bringing in those quantum healing frequencies. So I know everyone has a story. I guess for some reason, I usually don't do this. I'll just tell you a short little story about myself, but I guess they want me to just talk and hope that this resonates And if but the most important thing right now is to communicate with your higher self, and that's very strong, because once you know who you are, you'll know any shenanigans going on around you energetic wise. You'll shut it down quickly. Just say stop it. Okay, it's just ridiculous. Knock it off and go away. Protect yourself, your sacred space, your home. And so, I think I guess is that, yeah, was that. So I know a lot of people like, oh, who was on my guidance team? First and foremost, your higher self, and let's communicate with them. All right, let's ask, and that's a knowing. It's a knowing. Keep expanding. It happens. That connection is, is there, and so there's no reason we shouldn't be. We just might have to blow the dust off the communication, but absolutely, we have every right to that. We are connected to that. All right. So, is there any questions? Because I've just been blah 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 blah. No. Teresa, this is so interesting, Tiffany. Thank you for sharing. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. And sometimes I get a little uncomfortable in talking about. I mean, I know we all have stories and things to share, and also they want to talk about this too. Is be gentle with ourselves. Mm. Of course, that's part of that, and knowing your higher self, and I don't see another part of myself. They want me to say this one more thing. I don't see myself like when I say my higher self. You know what my higher self is for me. And now this can be different for everyone. Hello, Veronica. Um, is that these light beings assist me in astral travels and in safe passage. And I'm going to this, they explain that it's a cosmic call of records. It's much higher than a Akashic. Akashic records is only Earth history, is this records here. So, but we're much higher than that. There's higher levels of the Akashic record. Again, everything's like frequencies, right? Or you want to call them densities or dimensions. It's higher, higher, higher. So if the Akashic records here, then the cosmic records is with, our cosmic creator. And that hall of records, and it's not scrolls, it's a room. It's a room in our creator's mansion. It's a room. And it's like, that's how it looked to me. It's like this huge temple. It's like this beautiful, huge temple. It's almost like going into a TARDIS, right? Because it's like, it looks smaller on the outside, and you can decide it's just endless. Maybe it is a golden TARDIS. I don't know. But so we go inside, and then it's like, and I kid you not, I'm not going to tell you who the protectors are because I know who they are. But we have guards. I mean, every part of it scans your energy. You're scanning. You walk through like these crystal pillars. It's scanning you. Because you only have access to where your room is, where your records are, right? And so you're going through, and then you get to your room, and only you can go through your room. And so you feel like these lights, these rays scanning, and you can go in. And so you go in, and you sit there, and that's where your higher self is. That's where your soul is. That's where you have outfits from all your past lives. You have things of interest, and it's like, oh, this is why I decorate this way, I dress this way, I have this taste. Oh, it all makes sense because we pull things from each past life. Not just from this earth, from other planets, but we maybe aren't putting it together. Your cosmic hall of records, where your soul, where your higher self resides, has the answers. And so I went there a couple of times. They guided me there, and then after that, it's like I want to go to my cosmic call of records. I want to have a conversation again, a little bit more in depth with my higher self. And this is a great training for you to be able to communicate with your higher self. And so then you don't have to, you just instantly connect. You don't have to go through that whole process of, okay, so I'm going into my cosmic call of records. All right, I'm doing this. It's just that instantaneous. Once you build that relationship, you strengthen. Let me say that. There that correction. Once we strengthen that connection and that communication, it gets quicker and faster. It's beyond time. So that's why it's very instant. So I must have missed a question. Let me scroll up here. So Robert asked a question. Oh, okay. Thank you, Robert. Yes. How long ago? Okay. Is meditation the best way to connect with your higher self? Yes. Uh, but I'm going to be honest with you. When I heard meditation, I was, oh my gosh, no. I was like, I got to sit with my legs all crossed and like a guru style and just, what do I got to do? No. Because we take that stillness literally. We're taking that stillness literally. And I okay, it's very hard for me to be still, sit still, because I feel energy flow through me. Have you ever noticed people, they're very fidgety? All right, they don't have a nervous disorder. They don't have, whatever all these little labels they want to give them. If you pay attention to the energy flows through me. And so most kids fidget, so they just need to learn how to, let's have this energy flow to you and through you with grace and ease. Grace and ease, dial it down a little bit, dial it back a little bit, so you're not, my youngest son still, when we all get together and all of us are vibrating, and he just starts going side to side, and it's like, whoosh, stop, hold on, smooth that energy out. And so the concept of meditation to people like that is what I'm trying to say is ew, makes you go eek. What the heck, And so, oh, hello, Marcia, feng shui lady on Rumble. I'm glad you're back. And so, how did I? For me, it was always nature. It was getting outside, going to nature. If in growing up, I was lucky with the next street over was on water. So if I needed to get out of the house, because I didn't know how to cleanse energy or space at that time, or I would have cleared our house. But so I would always walk to the water, and I would sit there for hours and watch the sun reflect off the water. And it's almost like you get into this rhythmic trance. And that was a connection time for me. Bonfires. For those of you who have fire pits, you go outside and have you stared at a fire? You go into a trance, don't you? You go into meditation. You could do, even with a candle, a big candle, I like to, you can stare at the flame and have that same type of, there's just something, I shouldn't say the same like a bonfire because that's more fire. It's more powerful. But you can do that too, okay, with a candle. And I like to get like the really big 3-wick ones though. That's really cool. But you can do it even with just a small votive, the flame. And the flame will respond to you, believe it or not. And so we just have to, it's becoming one. That's what I feel meditation is. We're becoming one with nature. That's what we're listening to. That's that connection. I think stillness to me is oneness. We are still in our identity that we know and we feel everything around us, and then we're all connected. We're all connected. It's not just about me. And it's in that all connectedness that bam opens the doors. The expansion happens. Okay. I hope that answered that for you, Robert. Oh, Veronica, yes, agree. Being in nature is my meditation time. Exactly. Yes, yes. It doesn't have to be all fancy. You know, a lot of people don't live near woods and to go take a hike. And I'm gonna tell you, I, bro, you know, I love trees. I love trees, but you know, and to take a hike in a forest, one, it has to be like a, it has to be where there's a path to where everyone else goes. And I know, oh no, you go off onto your own path. But here's my thing, and I'm gonna be honest. You know, this is the thing with camping. It better be glamping. But it's I go into the forest, and then I'm just like, look at all the bugs. Oh my god, mosquitoes love me too. That's another big, so it's like, no, I'll go to the beach before I go to the forest. And it's very interesting because for the first 4 years of my life, my dad was, my biological father was a forest ranger, park forest ranger, when we lived in it. And I know I loved it and had so much communication with the beings there. But just to go hike through the woods, um, no, I'd rather be either by the ocean, by any type of form of water. You know, you can go outside in the morning when there's dew on the grass and it's wet, and you stand barefooted and welcome the sun. Oh, it's so powerful, so beautiful. And when you go to these places, you hold these places in your mind and in your heart. And you can get to these places just sitting in your living room, you know, laying on your bed. You're instant when you experience it, right? So the next time you go to a place that just absolutely mesmerizes you, breathe it in, take in, download. What's the sounds? What's the smell? Yeah. And then you can just sit in your home if you can't get there, and you can replay that. And you know what? You're there. Astrally, you're there. I used to be the type of person that I had to physically go to the beach. I had to physically go to the beach. Well, you know, it's been over 10 years since I've been to the beach, but I go to the beach every day. Huh. Mm-hmm. Um, you know, go outside. I like to go outside in the morning time and do the star formation. I think I talked about that before, star formation. Um, stand um, with your arms out, left hand up, right hand down. And okay, this is receiving, this is the giving. All right, so first I'd just like to say, oh, grand rising, you know, suds, and then let the hands charge to the energies. I'll do like this, and then receive, left hand up, you know, and then giving to the earth. It's pointed down like this. I'm connected to the sky and to the earth, to space and stars and this planet. Right? Do you see? Like this? You stand with your feet apart. You look like a star. It's a star formation, like a five-pointed star, right? Mm-hmm. Or like the Ankh as well, the Vitruvian Man. A lot of this makes sense, doesn't it? But I like to stand there and you can really feel it go through you, and take deep breaths and you can feel it barefoot. And if the grass is just a little wet in the morning time, it really is electrifying. And it's just, woo, what a great start of the day. And you could do that at sunset as well too. Whatever's good for you. All right. You do you, I do me, and we can all live in harmony that way, right? So I hope that these little tips and pointers are helping. Let's see, Wendy. Um, Sometimes I find myself staring at something, not really looking at it, but beyond it is meditating for me. Yes, you're looking through it almost, right? Maybe you're seeing all the energy. What's really beautiful about this planet is that there's multi-dimensional beings living here. We're not the only ones on this planet. We've had benevolent beings living underground, who's going to show themselves, because we have to come together as a planet. Aha. We have beings that's been living under the oceans that's going to reveal themselves. So we've got to come together as a planet. All right? Come together. So that maybe you're seeing the multiple layers is what I'm saying, Wendy. Because I know you can definitely see beyond that, see the different frequencies. Veronica, even staring out the window, looking at the trees. Yes, it's very powerful. Absolutely, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Wendy, Magic Eye book helps me meditate with my eyes open too. Yes. Yes, I do that as well. It took a long time. Now, those of us who maybe have had traumatic past lives, I had huge trust issues. I'm not closing my eyes. I'm not closing my eyes. But I daydreamed all the time. Still taking off, my eyes open. All right. Eye open meditations. I actually feel like that really disciplines you. It really disciplines you. You right here and there at the same time. And so, because we learn not to be distracted by what's right here, right? We're paying attention, but we're also pushing that out. Isn't that amazing? Let's see. Well, hello, Samir. I'm doing infinity breathing too, with intersection at the solar plexus at the top of the soul chakra and bottom is each star chakra. I love it. I hope it build up my third chakra. It needs work. And so, that very nice. I like the infinity breathing breath. The breathing, that breath work is very, very important. And so, building up the third chakra, your solar plexus area, golden, Samir. So, the jaspers, all the jaspers help with that. Yellow jasper, things that are yellow, things that are gold. Okay. Yeah, to help with that. Absolutely. Let's see. Basically, 8 with both your meeting at solar plexus. Yeah, that. Okay, now I'm seeing right. Use your own patented breathing method. I thought I've heard of infinity. Oh, that is beautiful. That's how I run. For me personally, I feel the energy is running. It's not just up and down. It is in waves, and it is like the DNA strand, but also too the figure 8. So yes, very good. No, thank you, Samir. Thank you. That's beautiful, beautiful. So I want to show you something too. So I was playing around. I like the electroculture, and we can, that's topics from past shows. So a lot of bamboo and copper, right? And so it was really fun. So, look, we're doing it like this so I can show you in this demonstration. So crosses, the Latin cross, right? This is y'all know the Latin cross, right? Okay. So, this way is good. We've seen some celebrities doing this, which is not just celebrities. If we pay attention to the symbolisms, the symbols will be their downfall. This is not good. People displaying upside down cross. Did you know that if you took 2 upside down crosses, okay, oops, if you took 2 upside down crosses and you put them together, do you see it? What do you see? What do you see? 2 upside down crosses. The vampire just left the chat. I know, right? Yeah, with the crosses, the vampire's like, I'm out of here. Upside down crosses, put them together. What does that look like to you? Oops. I'm trying to so you can see it all. You seen this symbol before? Darn it. Have y'all seen this symbol before? Yeah. Looks very familiar, doesn't it? It was kind of mind-blowing to me because it was, think of secret societies, think of the Masons, okay? Think of that symbol, and that it was tools. It was architect tools, engineering tools, the rulers and the compass that made this symbol. All right. 2 upside down crosses. Wow. 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 Yeah. So, now both my grandfathers are Freemasons. My grandmothers were Eastern Star. The head of those corporations were very, are evil. There's good people in everywhere, right? There's bad people. They're being flushed out, and I'm not talking about bad. Evil is being flushed out, and a lot of these evil places took over and inverted the energy of good places. Okay, now you get it. You got it. Okay, isn't that interesting? So I was just playing around with them, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, look at that!" Mind blown. Anyway, I don't prefer the Latin cross. I like the equal cross. Get these little copper here to. I like the equal cross. What else does this remind you of? We see this in all type of customs, don't we? I made it loose so that I can move it like this. Native Americans, the wheel. For pagans, the wheel. Boop, 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 boop. The 4 directions. I said that. The 4 Native Americans, 4 directions. Plus, well, yeah, it's plus sign. Spoken attire or wheel. That's why it's the wheel. It's balanced. This is balanced. This is balanced cross. This is balanced, right? This is not. Trying to make a wheel out of that. Dunk, 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 right? It is not balanced. It's not balanced. Don't fall for that. This is. And it's, yep, it's beautiful. Equal sides. Balance allows energy to flow better. So, plus sign, plus. An X for balance. X. Oh, I'm not even going to go there. Anyway, X, which is balanced in martial arts. Do they imagine the body completely balanced is 2 energetic forces like this, and to temporarily an opponent and to give yourself a 2 to 3 second lead in martial arts on the other person is to you take one down and they literally get unbalanced, and then that's where you have that advantage. But you always should put it back. You have to put it back. And that's why they didn't like to reveal a lot of this information to public, because people always, they usually would take things and use it for bad, which is what we have seen. Use it for their own advantage. But that I found that was fascinating, and especially with the energy work, is I kept seeing this X and I couldn't understand why, and I delved deeper, and that's where I found it. And it was like, oh, that makes so much sense, because at first I would see an X, and then I would see if they were balanced, it stayed balanced, a strong X. If there weren't, whatever part needed would start flickering, flicker, 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 and that's, oh, I need to work on that. Okay. Um. Anyway, it's pretty interesting. Let's see what Veronica says. My dad went to one meeting and came home and said, "What a load of crap." It really affected him, but he wouldn't say what happened. Oh my goodness, Veronica. Yeah, I know, right? Right? Yeah. They yeah, your dad. Yeah, so my parents weren't, but it's interesting. I think the older, I wonder if it was different. But my parents weren't, and yeah, so and it ended there. So no, that's okay. But I was fascinated by those types of organizations, and have done a lot of research on those. Um, but uh, but yeah, but there's good people everywhere. There's evil people. These evil people, the light is being shined on them because a lot of them presented themselves as being trustworthy. Yeah. Again, just feel the energy of it. Feel the energy of it. I'm not even going to get into the people we see on TV that would speak. Close your eyes. Don't look at them. What's the energy feel like? What's their energy feel like? And I could every time sit there and nope, nope, nope. On a political platform when trying to watch stuff. And it's like, okay, I'm done. Turn the TV off now. My kids were like, you're crazy. I know, but one day it'll all make sense. Guess what? We're at that time now. So, but I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm just going to, there's no time for that. It really, there isn't. And we're all doing what's right for us. But what we need to do is let's just all come together. And we can jokingly just go, yeah, yeah, all right, it's all right. But we still have a lot to do. We have to rebuild. It's a rebuilding. That this chaos is almost over. Because we see so much of it, it's almost over, and then we're going to be left with the rebuild. So we have to rebuild, right? So it is. That's it. It's the higher you go up in those clubs, that's the more evil where they are. It's the higher ups, and that's why the degrees. Most of them don't get too high, and they actually do a lot of community work, a lot of community service. They do. They feel they're doing good. It's the higher ones that absolutely, yeah. Yes, I know. And so as corporations are being exposed, charities are being exposed. Don't feel bad if you got involved with them. And just real quick, another you know this, those who have listened to me for a very long time, that my family and I we volunteered. I mean, my sons, my husband and I volunteered for Red Cross for a long time in the disaster action team for our local community in Georgia. Not international stuff. It was local, and we met good people. We did good things together to help our community. And then when you hear things and you find out later on that is, any of the main charities you see advertised, just let all that come out. But don't feel bad if you donated to them. Don't feel bad if you donated your time for them or anything like that, because what it just be grateful for any of the experiences, and that we were really went in it with good intention. And and this is beautiful on how we always seem to come together, and we rebuild stronger and better, don't we? Every time we're faced with some type of disaster, we come back bigger and better. So stay focused on that bigger and better, and continue to shine your inner light, your divine light. Don't let anyone snuff that out. All right. Don't give anyone permission to do that. Be that lighthouse. All right. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thank you so much. I am grateful for each and every one of you. I'm not going to have a show next Sunday on the 20th because we're going to be celebrating my youngest son's birthday. He will be 31. How is that possible? I'm only 30. How do I have... Well, my oldest is 32. So how do I have a 32 and a 31-year-old? Anyway, yes, reset your biostat. You don't know what biostat is? Look, Deepak Chopra talked about this in the 90s. It's all of my aging is a lie. We haven't been taught on just our mind and our intention. I'm resetting my biostat at 30 years of age, at a healthy 30 years of age, because I'm actually healthier now than I was at 30. So, but reset the biostat at 30 years of age. Say it every day. Feel it, mean it, and also take care of yourself. Maybe drink some more water, have a healthy diet. You've got to not just say that. You've got to back it up too. Back it up, right? All right. I know, Whitney, right? Your youngest will be 40. Oh my goodness, what happened? I stopped growing at 27. Yes, I love it, Veronica. All right, everyone. I love you, each and every one of you. Remember to continue to shine brightly. Let the source frequency of love, light, and peace be with you. This is the way. This is the way. Peace be with you. Go in peace. And we got this. We got this. All right. Much love to each of you. Good night.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed the show.